Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival.
That was Run As Fast As You Can from the band Iconic and their album Second Skin, which comes out in a week or so. And on the phone, I got none other than their singer, Nathan James. How you doing, Nathan?
I'm very well. Thanks for talking to me, man.
So, how'd this whole project come together? Because it's got some great musicians in it.
Yeah, it was put together by the head of the label, Serafino, who came to me and said, I want to put a project together around you and Michael Sweet. And then it just kind of grew from there. It went from being kind of a duo thing to being a full-out band with all these legends. So, yeah, it was all Serafino's doing at the label.
Oh, okay. So how did you guys work it as far as, I know you're in England, so these guys are mostly in the U.S. How'd you guys work the songwriting and recording kind of thing?
It's pretty common now and straightforward. So, sorry, they wrote a lot of the songs and then via sharing files, etc., over the internet, and then sending stuff to me. Then when it was time to record the actual full take, Tommy got in the studio over in California, and then Marco, and then Joel, Michael, and myself, and I just got into a local studio here, did my vocals in 4 afternoon sessions, and I'm so thrilled with how it came out. It doesn't sound like we were in 2 different continents, it sounds like we were all there. And I think that's what's been so cool about, the only kind of good thing about COVID is that people had time to do this and to record albums and to write stuff and get things down. So, yeah, we definitely took advantage of that time that we had away.
Yeah, and it seems like you're using a little gruffier voice on this one. Is this because of the music, or is that just the way it came out?
It just felt natural. It just is how it came out of me in the studio. I also think it really complements Michael, because Michael's got such a beautiful high tone. It's a very clear voice, and I kind of sound like like I'm giving a bit more of a metal edge, which is kind of cool for me. It's just showing people something different. Also, on the ballads on the album, you hear that kind of a sweeter side to my voice as well. So it's all about versatility for me. I'm very proud to be able to do both.
Yeah, I was glad to hear that Michael was singing too, because your voices blend so well together. What was it like getting to work with Michael Sweet? I mean, he's been around forever and just so talented.
Amazing, and I think take away like even the music side of things and the fact he's an incredible singer and songwriter and guitarist, he is just such a professional. He's had his detached retina situation going on for quite some time now. He's been wearing an eye patch in the music videos. He was such a pro. Like he must have been so uncomfortable and that whole process, and he just got on with it. He's just such a consummate professional, and I was really impressed with his work ethic and how dedicated he is to making music still.
Yeah. And now we just had another guy from TSO fame there, Jeff Scott Soto on the show, and he just put out a solo album, and Antonio DelVecchio was big part of that solo album, playing bass and producing, and I see he helped produce this album and did some keyboards and vocals on this. What does Alessandro bring to the table that's so cool?
He brings something that Frontiers love, right? So there's a reason why he's on so much stuff, is that they love him. They really do love what he does. He's a great worker. He is fantastic with time, and he makes sure everything's done. He just is a wonderful person, and he's so multi-talented. He could do anything. He's wonderful. He also really wanted us guys in the band to be happy with the mix, right? He wanted to make us happy, which is super cool. So when we all heard the first mix, there was a few things that we wanted kind of different, changed, and he was so cool with that. Like when Tommy asked for stuff and when Joel asked for stuff, etc., he wanted to make those changes so that we were all happy. Because obviously, in order for us to even have these conversations with people like yourself, you've got to be really proud of the album, right? And because of Ali, we all are. He's really brought it all together very well.
Nice. Now, of the big names in this band, Tommy Aldridge just threw me for a loop because, I mean, the guy, he must have found the fountain of youth because he hasn't aged. He looks exactly the same he looked when he was with Ozzy back in the 80s, and it's just like, and he sounds amazing. What was it like getting to work with him?
Amazing. I couldn't believe when I got the email actually saying that he'd agreed to do the album. I genuinely was in shock. He's one of the best of all time. So to be able to say that I've done an album with him is just mind-blowing as a fan of, especially as a fan of Whitesnake. I'm such a Whitesnake fan. That is pretty cool. And also, he was just wonderful, like a consummate professional. Again, you see, when you work with these guys, you see why they're in demand and why they're still working, because they're so good and people want to be around them. He's a fantastic team player and a phenomenal musician.
Nice. So, how old were you when you discovered you could really sing and people were digging it?
I knew I could sing when I was in, like when I was in school when I was about 7 or 8 years old. Okay. And my headmaster at school told me I could sing. He kept me behind after assembly. He said, "Look, you've got a really good, strong voice. You should sing." So he put me forward for a singing competition, and I won the singing competition in like my local area, and I got to sing in front of 1,500 people with an orchestra. Wow. I was 11.
Wow, nice.
And the video of that is the funniest thing. When you watch the video, you see the moment that I fall in love with singing. I'm so happy. And so from that moment on, bear in mind my first proper audience was like such a big crowd. I wasn't fazed by it at all. I just felt really comfortable and like I was supposed to be there. And that's when the bug happened for me. And then it was until a couple of years later that I discovered Freddie Mercury and Queen's Greatest Hits, and I just had my mind blown. And I thought, that's what I want to do.
Nice. Now, you have such great control over your dynamics and your vibrato and stuff. Did you take vocal coaching, vocal lessons or anything? Or is that just something that just naturally comes out the way just the way you do it?
No, I've had coaching since I was 11 years old, from the same vocal coach I see now. So the same woman has taught me to sing throughout my whole life.
Wow.
And
nice.
I wouldn't be able to do it without her, really. She's as much a part as... She's to thank for this, because it's not just about the singing and the tone, it's about stamina, and it's about understanding of music and understanding what I can do to my voice and the trickiness that comes with it, because there's a lot of anxiety, performance anxiety that comes along with being a singer. We can't take our instruments out and put it in a case. It's there all the time. We carry it around. It's a very different thing. And she's helped me, coached me through so many amazing experiences that, yes, I really do owe a lot to her.
Awesome. Now, this album hasn't even come out yet, and I'm already looking forward to another one. Is there any plans for you guys working together again? Because this combination is pretty awesome. They come out with a lot of super groups, but this one really gets me.
Yeah, it's definitely a special group, and a special record. I think the record is testament to all the talent in it. I know that I have signed for a second album if they take the option. So I've signed the option. Okay. So if Frontiers see this one as being a success and want to do a second, I've already signed to say yes, I'll do it.
Nice. Now, Inglorious just put out a live album a couple months ago. Really good too, man. You guys are awesome live. So, what has been the response to that? And are there any chance of getting you guys over here in the U.S.?
I hope so, man. I think also that's something that Frontiers are kind of hoping for. Obviously, this is going to attract a lot of attention. Iconic will attract a lot of attention in the US because of the people who are involved. And I think they're kind of hoping that, in turn, as a kind of byproduct, that more people will be drawn to seeing and finding out about Inglorious, and hopefully there'll be some reason for us to get over there and do something, because we sure would love to. It's just obviously at the moment with everything going on still in the world and the entertainment industry not being fully back to where it was, it's going to take some time to sort out. But it'd be cool to do a double gig of like Inglorious opening and then Iconic.
Yeah.
So to me, that would be a nice thing. But we'll see. It all depends on the success of this album.
That'd be tough on the voice, though.
Yeah, I could probably do it once. I'd have to have a day off.
Yeah, really.
In between. But
nice.
But yeah, it'd be fun to do.
So what's next for Inglorious? Got any more?
We just started writing a new album, and we're constantly writing. But we've officially opened up the demos for a new album, and
nice.
We're just keeping busy. We're going to do some festivals this summer. We've got a really awesome tour which we're about to announce, going all throughout the UK later this year. I'm just trying to keep busy still, even though we can't go everywhere yet because it's so tricky to get back out to Europe at the moment with everything that's going on.
Yeah, definitely. Now, do you think the song Worlds Apart, pretty song on the new album, think that song could have used some cowbell?
No.
No? Are you sure? Because I was thinking, like, right at the beginning, it's nice and mellow. I was thinking...
You think that's where it needs it?
Just right there, yeah.
I'll speak to Alessandro. I'll see what he says.
Nice.
I love that song. I'm so glad you said that. Everyone I've spoken to today has kind of picked out different songs to speak about, which is kind of cool. Which I think is a good sign.
Yeah.
You know? So I see that as a good sign that people are noticing different tracks.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a great album, and for anybody listening, be sure to go out and grab Second Skin by Iconic when it comes out in a couple weeks. Now we're going to play Nowhere to Run going out of the interview. Is there a story behind the song? Anything?
I didn't write the lyrics for this one. I wrote the lyrics to All I Need and to Enough of Your Love, which is the final track in the album.
Okay.
But the thing I will always remember about this is that I flew over to LA to do the music videos for this and just had the most incredible time. Like that time earlier this year when I was sat there for like a couple of days with Tommy and Joel and Marco and Michael, hearing about their stories and just making jokes and playing these songs together was just amazing, and it's an experience that I will take with me for the rest of my life.
Awesome. Well, Nathan, we wish you much success on this album and everything you do. I mean, you could sing a menu to me, and I'd probably want to buy it. So,
thanks, man.
But we're gonna get out of here with Nowhere to Run off of Iconic Second Skin. Thanks again, Nathan. We
appreciate it, buddy.